Hi everyone and welcome to my channel. We all go through different phases in life. Some of them can be especially tough, testing our resilience. When we feel lost, confused, like a mess, maybe we begin to lose faith in better things, feel down, or just want to take some time for ourselves. To be honest, I am right now in this period of life. And for this case, I have a set of movies that I have watched many times that really helped me get through it. And today I want to share them with you. I want to clarify right away that these are not light-hearted comedies designed to distract us from whatever we feel. But instead, these are movies about ordinary people with real problems like we are ourselves. They center on characters and their emotions and struggles, which we can simply empathize with. What I appreciate about these films is that they don't shy away from negative emotions, but instead they emphasize it so that we can experience these emotions with the character and feel understood. This to me feels more honest and brings more use, therapeutical included, than simply avoiding these emotions. I'll start with what I consider the lightest movie, and then every next movie will be more dramatic and serious than the previous one. However, all these movies have a happy ending that will give you hope and inspiration for future. Let's begin. So the first movie is Amelie, which you have probably heard of because it's a classic already. It focuses on a Parisian life of a young woman with her own quirks and her love story. The film is heartwarming and gives you a taste of life. The narrator describes Amelie and the other characters, to whom the director also pays a lot of attention, highlighting their preferences and eccentricities with care, love, and kindness. Listening to this make me want to be just as gentle with my own quirks, wondering what the narrator would say about me. The film is beautiful, funny, and kind, with a few awkward moments though, but overall it leaves a very pleasant impression.
Want to watch a movie?
Now?
Yeah, let's do a movie afternoon.
I already wasted the whole day. I already feel bad about the day.
Frances Ha is my love. I've been watching it nearly 10 years, although I'm just now approaching the age of the main heroine.
Yeah, aren't you a lot older than Sophie?
No, we went to college together.
You seem older.
I'm a couple months older.
Like, a lot older. But less, like, grown up. It's weird.
If anyone could be described as a mess, it's Frances. Perhaps even a bit immature. The movie starts with her breaking up with her boyfriend and the most important person in her life, her best friend and a roommate, getting engaged to a guy they used to laugh at together. Frances feels betrayed, and on top of that, she's being cut from performances in her dance team. She's a dancer, but more like amateur to my mind, and can barely afford rent.
I thought we were both broke.
She stays at friend's apartment and even lives in a dorm for a while, taking random jobs and hoping for the best. Despite this uncertainty, she tries to find joy in life, and in many ways she succeeds. She makes impulsive and irrational decisions, but who doesn't? Well, despite everything, Frances accepts reality, finds some stability, and is generally happy, even without a partner.
The secret world that exists right there, in public, unnoticed, that no one else knows about. Thanks for dinner. Bye.
Oh, bye.
The next movie is Perfect Days. It has been released quite recently, but has already won the hearts of many. It's a very calming, almost zen-like movie about the life of, surprisingly, a toilet cleaner in Tokyo. Don't expect any plot twists here, that's not the point. Instead, we observe the daily routine of the protagonist, an ordinary person with an ordinary job, which he performs with full care and responsibility. But it's within this repetitive routine that the small details of life become particularly noticeable. Although it might seem like his days are all the same at first glance, each one is unique if you look closely. As the story goes, we learn that he has chosen this kind of life himself, although he has rich relatives who obviously don't understand this decision of him. For me, this movie is about finding peace, joy in life and small things, about slowing down and accepting life as it comes. As well as this movie makes me think about how many things are there in the world that have enormous amount of work behind that we don't notice and should appreciate more. It's beautifully shot, with a strong focus on details, providing aesthetic pleasure. The next movie, also fairly recent, is called The Worst Person in the World. So the heroine doesn't know who she is, what she needs and wants, but she has the courage to spend her life trying to figure that out, constantly experimenting, changing professions and interests.
Jeg har skjønt at jeg vil bli fotograf.
And earns her living working in a bookstore. She's in a relationship with a much older man, a comic book artist who wants a normal family and kids, but she's not ready for that kind of grown-up life yet. And everything seems fine, but something still feels off. She longs for adventures and emotions, new experiences, and remaining true to herself, she strives for it. But it's important to understand that to move on, you must give up on some things, and the decision might be exhausting.
Jeg skulle ønske at jeg hadde hatt det du har hatt, og kunne sitte og tegne og ikke tvile, ikke ha noe tvil om at det du gjør er det du skal gjøre. Det skulle jeg ønske at jeg hadde.
The further, the worse, as promised, and the next movie is Prozac Nation, which is essentially a movie about depression and fighting against it. It follows the heroine as she spirals into darkness and then slowly emerges into the light. The film is actually based on the autobiography of a journalist, so it's a real story and experience. The protagonist is a talented writer and Harvard student who gets lost in a reckless lifestyle filled with parties, drugs, alcohol, and sex. But her emotional condition worsens, and after a nervous breakdown, she's prescribed Prozac. That's an antidepressant, if you didn't know, which helps her cope with daily life. She even wins a prestigious award for one of her articles, but that doesn't stop her descent into the void. It's only after long-term psychiatric treatment that she begins to return to life. I think the movie will resonate with those who have experienced or currently experiencing, if not a real depression, then depressive episode or melancholia. No matter how bleak the story might seem, it's something that many of us face in real life. And the recovery of main heroine brings hope and shows that no matter what, things will usually get better and life will continue.
The same way I went down, I came back up. Gradually, and then suddenly.
White Oleander closes our list, and that means that this is the heaviest movie here.
Don't do it again, Astrid.
Do what again?
Attach yourself to anyone who shows you the least bit of attention because you're lonely. Loneliness is the human condition. No one is ever going to fill that space. The best you can do is know yourself, know what you want, and don't let the cattle get in the way.
You're not talking about me. You're talking about yourself.
The protagonist is a teenage girl, and she faces incredibly difficult trials. The main one being that her mother, a striking woman and an artist, ends up in prison, and that's where it all begins. She's moved from one foster family to another, where always happens something so shitty that you just can't believe it. Amidst all of this, she grows up, tries on different identities, separates from her mother, learns to interact with the people around her, and try to accept and endure her loneliness. The way the heroine goes through all these hardships earns your respect, and you think if she could go through all of this, then you can handle your shit too. The film also inspires creativity, as art plays a big role in the girl's life. She inherited a talent for drawing from her mother, and we often see her sketching. That's it. It's a short video, but I hope you could find something for yourself. If you watched one of these movies and liked it, maybe you should consider watching the other ones. And if you have some movies on your mind that have similar vibe or effect for you, please don't be shy to write them in comments. I will be really glad to find something new for myself, as well as other people will be thankful too. Well, here I must leave you. Thank you for watching, as always, and see you next time.